What's good YouTube, and welcome to the house. Let's talk about what transpired with the Ghost Rare Winged Dragon of Ra last night. If people were watching, they saw it sell out to the point of $500, meaning people spent their big boy bucks taking it out at $380, $400, and even above. But the thing is, this is about one per case. I talked to another USA store, they opened 30 cases, and they had 27 Winged Dragon of Ra Ghost Rares. It's like it misses randomly 1 out of every 10 very unlucky cases, but it really seems like it's an average of 1 per case about. Now, when we look here, 400, 400, 400, lining up again with multiple sellers before you see the devastation from last night. 2 sellers here at 490 before it jumps to 800. People really tried to take this day one chase card off the market, but the thing is, when it comes to Rage of Ra, if you were getting more than the booster case for a card that is in almost every single booster case, then everyone's just going to continue to rip it open and make free money rain from the skies. This is not another 10,000 dragon in the sense that this is 1 per every 4-ish booster cases, and it's a little more common than the Utopia, but the Japanese bought it off the market. It's not the same. It's every single case for the most part, unless you're getting that unlucky case. So with this pricing, I think you will see the continuation of people tearing in to Rage of Ra. You will see the rest of the set fall out a bit as people kind of go for this, but you do have another collectible in the alternative art of Winged Dragon of Ra. It's like a consolation prize. I have a really cool Ra anyways. I didn't need that Ghost Rare. I don't really want it. Yeah, you probably do want this. I see people who even don't collect Ghost Rares talking about, yeah, this is finally one I'm going to get. And Egyptian God Slime has fallen down towards $40-ish, it seems, and even with so few listings, this is pre-sales. Expect the competition to ramp up, greater quantities to ramp up on cards like these. It's so cool. The art, the concept, the card, it's awesome, but I think even with the name Legendary Duelist, having that gigantic magnet chase card here will help drain value out of the rest of the set. You're even seeing that with shorter printed cards like Ancient Chant, and that is awesome in my opinion. But what do you guys think of everything that happened with Rage of Ra last night? I think that's crazy amount of monies that got spent into a market that kind of went towards a black hole early. Like, did people just want to secure their copies? Did people like really think that it would stick to the dartboard and everybody would continue to list at 500 and there wouldn't be competition? I'm a little mind blown at how much actual money went into this buyout. Now, speaking of Battles of Legend, we do have some comparables there with the top heaviness this set does have, because every other case is going to have a chase card, and how it drained even competitive short prints in price lower. Invocation should have been easy to get at this point. I'm a little frustrated. But you see the Numeron network being overprinted and just the easy access to it, despite how competitive it is. You see the prize card that is one of the more desired prize cards being atop the set for the singles outside the chase cards, and then everything else is oh so cheap besides one fossil boy being used for Dogmatica. So I do expect a similar spread when it comes to Legendary Duelist. Thanks to the Ghost Rare, I think that we will see probably these two remain chase cards and everything else fall out a little bit, although Ancient Chant, I have my eye on you, but definitely more competitive when you talk Battles of Legend. There's some interesting movement happening in Rise of the Duelist. Once again, we see Forbidden Droplet selling out and vying for the top spot over here. When I open Tactics Talent and I open Droplet, it is very close. Tactics has been dropping down ever since that hype when Call by the Grave got hit and everybody scrambled for some kind of replacement. We see it's towards $91. And by the way, how it is a replacement, it's a reactive card to hand traps. While it doesn't stop the hand trap, it does punish the use thereof whenever you're deciding to go first. You can either extend into drawing 2, or if they've gammaed, you can actually just take control of the gamma where Call by would do nothing. Droplet, however, only has 1 copy at $86 before we're exactly up towards the range of 90 and then 91. So one playset before it's dead the same again as Tactics, and only 13 sellers for droplets on the market. It is vying for top spot. Again, this is like watching the beginning of the set all over, Droplet is trying to charge up in price, while Tactics is starting to wane a little, as not everybody wants that as their option, or other people are deciding to sell theirs now. Ice Dragon's Prison has risen back above $10 towards 11, being a pretty cool pull when you look at it, and then so many cool cards, still cheap, thanks to the top heaviness and competition this set has between 3 different chase cards. Sealed boxes of this have now gone to, it looks like, 100 lowest on TCG instead of 95, by the way. Eternity Code also has a little shifty boy movement. Link Ross is now at 23, up from 20, 21, 22. Now it's 23. Access Code Talker is kind of raising my eyebrow because it's spiking above 70 and almost towards 75. Animador Archosaur falling down just a little bit from its buyouts, and so is Gearsu. So you have 2 downward movements from their initial buyouts, while you have one that's been steady, starting to creep up as people are excited for Yu-Gi-Oh! Grabbing their staples, playing remote duels, winning OTS packs. Just because there's not events doesn't mean there's not prizes to be had in Yu-Gi-Oh! To be played. I'm not the biggest fan of the good old Skype duel, remote duels, but a lot of people do enjoy them, and if you enjoy them, play in them, do them, and win your prizes and take them down. That's where you're seeing people actually buy and play these cards. I still see the chants in the comment section, oh, there's no events, oh, why would you want to buy these cards, they're just gonna crash in price, because they're actually getting time usage out of them, and people who don't have, like, locals in their area are getting to play more Yu-Gi-Oh! With their physical cards than they actually ever did. There's a silver lining in all of this, weird enough. And the rest of the set is oh so cheap as well. I pointed out Union Driver had actually kind of gone out of quantities and up in price, but there's so many penny stonks in here that it is wild. Speaking of penny stonks, Noctovision Dragon has basically gone up. We have one seller at 25 cents if you can find his other listings. Before it's about $1, but commons are so easy to get in these new sets. I don't think this will last. Imagine, just, it's not Parallel Exceed that's $1, it's Noctovision Dragon. A lot of people caught without this. They want to play it in Dragon Link. It has a pretty good effect. Basically, if you summon a Dark Dragon monster, you can special summon this to your field. Also, you can, if this card is sent to the graveyard as a link material, draw 1 card. This is a pretty good overall card. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a face-down card or cards you control, quick effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard, negate that effect. Also, your opponent cannot target face-down cards with effects for the rest of the turn. It has 3 very interesting effects, and then each of the following effects once per turn. Overall, this card, it's cool for Dragon Link, it seems like, but $1, consider that half of Eternity Code is commons. 50 cards are common, and you're still seeing 8 per pack now without a rare. You are pulling 8 commons per pack in Eternity Code. I get that the set's been out for a little while. I get that there's movement to be had, but you could probably wait, and competition's going to ramp up as you see other people take notice, list 200 freaking quick copies of these, and then plenty of people lining up after. And finally, let's be a React Andy. This is what I like to do with Market Watch and load tabs. I like to not take a peek at all and then just go ahead and open all these, and I get to like have some surprises myself usually when this happens. Sometimes there's not that much movement, but it's how I find cards for Market Watch, and I want to just take a stroll with you guys through like all of the Turbo packs and all the Astro packs and look at the top cards. Alright, MST is pretty ridiculously priced, but I think it's actually down from the last time I looked at it. Fiendish Chain is a good pass format card that was underestimated for a long time. Dino Rabbit anybody, and Trishula has been going crazy on the market. Next up into Astral Pack 7, Castel was a recent buyout. Guy is still pretty criminally cheap, and then Spell Shattering Arrow, it's had its buyouts before, and you have some movement in the supers thanks to Birding Abyss. A highest rarity number with only 26 listings. That might not be the worst thing to grab for the future. Number collectors really have been after the market. Tour Guide, up in price. I know Nadir is happy with his stonks. Good old Glasgow Yu-Gi-Oh! Farfa definitely with his giant Tour Guide also. It's so cool to see that genuine happy smile. Big Eye, I think is actually down from the buyout where I saw it. I think it was up towards 75, but it's up above its market price right now. A lot of people just after past format stuff, and Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare, you actually have Traptrix players in this format, and man, even the common Medolce Queen is up in price. Pot of Duality, it's cursed to be up there. That $99 one, I'm guessing, is damaged. It's weird that damaged prices, yeah, damaged, end up at the front of sets even nowadays. So, like, if you're doing a market watch, you better click your cards. But, yeah, towards $200 is pretty ridiculous. And then Cowboy has even backed down after multiple buyouts, and Yamato. People keep like, should I buy the Yamato? Should I buy the Bujin past formats? Who wants to play past formats with Bujin? They want to pop off with an Infernity Mirrors. Who wants to sit there behind their Kaiser Coliseum? Somebody in the comment, it's me, I want to play Kaiser Coliseum. Maxi towards 350. Necro Valley is actually down versus a lot of recent buyouts. And Dandelion for a ban card is up there. Okay. Marvelous. That's an instant fusion target for Dragoonity. I one instant fusion. I don't know that you'll continue to play it. I'll have to ask good old Phoenix Flare X. Tenki is up due to Tri-Brigade. It's been around here for a second, though. Marksman is back down versus recent buyouts. And Maystroke, nobody wants poor Maystroke, only $15. Dragoons is stabilized after you had the influx of Dragoons from it being released as the turbo pack for the charity day, and tons of them flooding the market. And then you had the deep sea stuff creating hype for it once again. It's back to where it was. Spellbook of Power. I always think this is undervalued because back in the day it was 50 and it's creeped down. And it's always low listings, but it just manages to stick around here. And then another Xyz that nobody seems to want. Good old Photon Papal Operative. Just take a shot every time I say good old. Just go ahead. The Market Watch drinking game. Tsukiyomi is up there in price but down versus its recent buyout. Photon Thrasher. I actually don't remember what it was at last. I feel like it was higher last time I looked, but this is what has gotten just crazy multiple buyouts. And Breeze Dragon back down versus its recent buyouts, if that price is to be believed, and it is. So, Breeze Dragon falling back down from 50 to 40. Judgment Dragon's gonna be up ridiculously, and now we're into just one ultimate rare per set since we're in turbo packs. Black Whirlwind, super rare. I would have thought this would become a lot less desirable with the recent reprint in Battles of Legend, but it didn't get the secret rare treatment it so deserved. And then Teledad format. This has been ridiculous multiple times. Foolish Burial's highest rarity, market price insane, only 13 listings, atop the set ahead of the Ulti and the Ultra, and it's been that way for a little bit. 125 if you're looking for near mints, and that's a French one. Where's the lowest English? Where it at, though? Second page? Really? Huh, 175. Wow. That is not something I expected. And we've seen a lot more buyouts on Chaos Sorcerer due to GOAT format and people liking to play Chaos. And it's truly hard to get near mint. It's one of those packs where you'll get that foil edgeware at times, specifically on this card for some reason. And then Heraclinos, good old Heraclinos, good old. You know, it's definitely been floating around different prices ever since we got new Glad Beast support, and here it is way up against that price that was on the screen, $78. Caius, round 65. We see Rescue Cat, it got bought out due to Melfi semi-recently, and is still sticking around those buyout prices. Deep Sea Diva got really hurt when we got another super rare, and Tragodia has been just like, people are really looking at plant format, and Tragodia has been kind of one of those cards that looks amazing, and people have been snapping up off the market. Colossal Fighter has finally gone up away from just a base listing of $10, $18. It's been $30 for a little now. And then you have another super rare option for 6am United out of a side set, kind of keeping this down lower. Dark Arm Dragon, one of the most shocking prices to happen for Ultimate Rares recently, up above $300, while the rest of the set, we saw Fishborg Blaster bought out before the ban list. That's kind of a cute, interesting one that's never going to come off the list without an errata. And Alley of Justice Catastrophe. You didn't know what you were in for when I became a React Andy here. People made fun of this forever, and it's been so low in price, but it's actually going up here. And again, past formats, plant format, it's something you'd want for highest rarity, but the true highest rarity is DTP1, one of my poorer investments within long-term Yu-Gi-Oh! Thunder King Ryo is also plant format. A lot of plant format stonks here throughout Turbo Pack. Super Upstart doing its thing consistently. I actually want to check both of these prices. And then Skill Drain, you have the Lart being argued for highest rarity. Now, yep, towards 100 solid still. This is held for several months now, I feel like. And Upstart Goblin is $35 solid. You now have another super upstart out of Secret Slayers, I believe. That being said, what do you think of React Andy John? I like going more in depth on the cards rather than here's a card, here's the price, here's a card, here's the price, here's why on one card. I like going more in depth, but what do you think? Should we do this a little more often on Market Watch just to see where all the ultimate rares and stuff have gone? Let me know, and thank you for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I know a lot of you keep tuning in without subscribing. Please do subscribe, like the video if you enjoy the conversation, and let me know what you, I think the most interesting conversation by far today, the buyout last night of Ghost Rare Winged Dragon of Ra to the already today Fallout. Where is this going to go from here at about a 1 per case pull rate consistently?